Okay, good morning. With that, I'd like to call the Budget and Public Employees meeting to order. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Alderwoman Boyd.
Here.
Alderman Oldenburg.
Present.
Alderwoman Schweitzer. Present. Alderwoman Sanye.
Present.
Alderman Aldred.
Present.
Chair Spencer.
Present.
We have 6 present. We have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First order of business today would be the approval of the minutes. We have before us meeting minutes from Tuesday, May 30th, Wednesday, May 31st, Thursday, June 1st. Those 3 sets of meeting minutes, I will entertain a motion to approve. Actually, I don't see, do we have the meeting minutes? Are they in the drive? The drive, okay.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve the meeting minutes from Tuesday, May 30th, Wednesday, May 31st, and Thursday, June 1st.
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Alderwoman Boyd. Aye. Alderman Oldenburg.
Aye.
Alderwoman Schweitzer. Aye. Alderwoman Sanye.
Aye.
Alderman Aldred.
Aye.
Chair Spencer.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes.
Thank you. This morning, we have several board bills before us, many of which are pay bills. I want to note that Board Bill number 1, we will be hearing next week after the Board of E&A considers the recommendations. Item number 2, Board Bill number 39, and item number 3, Board Bill number 40, will be hearing next week. So we can dispense with those items. And let's see here, given who we have several pay bills. I want to make note that we have several aldermen from other, that are not on the committee to present. And with that, I will take up Board Bill number 57, item number 8, Alderwoman Shamim Clark-Hubbard, the Sheriff's Office. I'm doing by order of seniority from members of the board who are not on the committee.
Hi, thank you. Good morning. Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee. I'm here to present Board Bill 57, if the clerk could read the summary.
An ordinance relating to the appointment of and salaries of certain employees in the Sheriff's Office pursuant to Section 57.530 Revised Statute of Missouri by repealing Ordinance Number 71509, allocating certain other employees to a grade with rate, and including an emergency clause. The provisions of the sections contained in this ordinance shall be effective with the start of the first pay period following approval by the mayor.
Thank you. And today with me, I have our Sheriff Betts, and Captain Tammy Hogan for any questions my colleagues may have if they need to. I guess they don't need to be sworn in. But with that, I'm asking for favorable consideration and do pass recommendation on Board Bill 57.
Okay, Alderwoman, you said you have, okay, so we have, this is the pay bill for the Sheriff's Office. Can you give us a general synopsis of the bill? Or did you want the sheriff to do that?
They can.
What?
Whatever your colleagues, if you have questions. But that's the summary, it's the general pay bill that we have for all of our departments in line with the raise that.
So in other words, there's the 3% raise
Yes.
that we're looking at for all sheriff employees. Okay.
Departments as well, yeah.
Okay. And with that, did you want the sheriff to present, or?
No, I did. I absolutely wanted everyone and my colleagues to know that they were here if anybody had any questions for them, and recognize them for their work, right, and their service. But if my colleagues have any questions.
I'll turn it over to the committee for questions. Alderwoman Boyd?
No question.
Alderman Oldenburg? Alderwoman Schweitzer?
Thank you so much, Madam Chair, members of the committee. So this pay bill is a 3% raise, and then there's some more information about technical training and promotions in here. Just wanting to understand what those are and if those are accounted for in the budget.
I will call up Captain Tammy and Sheriff to answer those questions.
Hi. Captain Tammy Hogan with the Sheriff's Office. So the stuff that's in the pay bill, that's just our general, all of this information every single time we do one of these is included in that. So it includes training and everything that we go through every year.
Okay. So there's no change to anything else besides the 3%, and then the same 10%, all of that is just how it has been in the past when you've had promotions or different scales.
Correct.
Perfect, wonderful. That's my only question. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Alderwoman Saunier.
No question.
Alderman Aldrich.
Just to clarify, how you doing, Sheriff? Thank you for coming in front of us, and Ms. Tammy. Good morning, good morning. Just to clarify, this is just only the 3%, because I know during budget you mentioned something that wasn't that. So this is just 3% pay raise for your deputies, correct?
That's correct, and I apologize. The last time I was in front of you, I think I was a little zealous and getting ahead of myself on some other stuff that we're hoping for, but no, this is just for the 3%.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sheriff.
Thank you, Sheriff. And so there is no fiscal note because it doesn't have a change to the budget as we know it. Is that right, Alderwoman?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you. With that, I'll entertain a motion that we pass Board Bill 57 with the due pass recommendation.
Make a motion, we pass Board Bill 57 with a due pass recommendation.
Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Alderwoman Boyd. Alderman Odenberg.
Aye.
Alderwoman Schweitzer. Alderwoman Saunier.
Aye.
Alderman Aldrich.
Aye.
Chair Spencer.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes.
With that, we've passed Board Bill 57 with the due pass recommendation. Yes, Alderman Aldrich.
Madam Clerk, could you have me as a co-sponsor?
Noted.
Noted. Okay, Madam Clerk, could we take a short 1-minute recess?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. For that recess, I'd like to call the Budget and Public Employees meeting back to order. Up next, what I'd like to handle is Board Bill number 63, of which I'm the sponsor. So I'd like to hand over the chair of the committee to my vice chair, Alderwoman Boyd.
I'm sorry, before we continue, Alderwoman Keys also asked to be added to Board Bill number 57.
Morning, committee. Board Bill number 63 is a pay bill for our circuit attorney's office, and I'm grateful this morning to have our new circuit attorney, Mr. Gabe Gore, with us, and I'd like to have Mr. Gore say hello to the committee.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here today. You know, I was sworn in on May 30th, and this bill was coming due quite quickly, so I enlisted the help of someone who had formerly been in the office and had handled many of these during her 17 years in the office, Jane Darce, and so she's kind of leading the charge for us on that. So if you have any detailed questions about that, you can talk to Jane Darce, or she can coordinate offline with you. But if you have more general questions about the pay bill and what we're seeking to do, I'm happy to answer those.
Okay, on that note, we'll take any questions from the committee. Alderman Oldenburg.
No questions. Welcome, Mr. Gore.
Thank you.
Alderwoman Schweitzer.
Thank you so much. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I don't have any questions on the bill, but I wish you the best of luck. This is the first time I've actually gotten to meet you in person, so thank you for stepping in and let us know if you need anything.
Thank you very much.
Alderwoman Schweitzer, I'm looking at her. Alderwoman Sonia.
Good morning. Same as my colleagues. I don't have any questions, but I certainly wish you the best as we move forward.
Thank you.
Alderman Aldridge.
No questions, just echo everyone. Wishing you the best. It's good to see you as my former Ferguson Commission member, and I stand ready to support you in whatever way possible.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
And I'll just add, Mr. Gore, thank you so much for coming this morning. Your office has done an incredible job getting this board bill ready. You know, we know you're under unprecedented stress and a lot of changes in your office, so we're here to help. And I'll just mention, as the sponsor of this bill, I think that, you know, our financial analyst pointed out a couple of questions. I'd like to get this passed today, and if we have any additional questions, we can ask them and kind of work them out before we hit the floor. But just recognizing the unprecedented nature of where we are with the circuit attorney's office, we want to make sure that you have everything from our committee, from the Board of Aldermen, that you need to move forward.
Right, and I really appreciate that, and appreciate the Board of Aldermen for working so cooperatively with us. Like I said, this kind of was one of the many things that landed in our lap when we took over on May 30th, and your cooperation and working with us on this has been essential, and we're very grateful for it, so thank you.
And I just want to recognize the circuit attorney for coming down before us. I mentioned it's customary for department heads to come before us, and he made time today, so thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, on that note, we'll hear from our sponsor, closing.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Vice Chair. With that, the bill before us does include a couple of changes. My understanding from talking to the Chief of Staff of the new Circuit Attorney that there will be no overall financial impact. We may have some clarification questions that Ryan Coleman and I are going to work out this afternoon if needed. But just recognizing that, you know, there's a couple changes. And I want to also point out we've got a committee sub. When the bill was presented to us last week, in order to get this before us really quickly, you may remember I suspended the rules to put it before the board on Friday of last week. There were some formatting issues. The Circuit Attorney's Office also made a few changes to some of the pay scales just to get everybody in line with what they had already been being paid. It is my understanding that there were some discrepancies in what the staff members' positions and pay were, so there was some cleanup in the pay scale that happened. That being said, it's my understanding that there's no additional cost to the budget, and therefore we don't have a financial note. I'm not able to answer all questions today, but I will commit to, if the committee has any additional questions, to getting those answers this afternoon.
Okay, on that note, we will call for a vote.
If you don't mind, Madam Chair, I'd like to put the committee sub before the committee, which should
So
be,
do we have that in our packet?
it should be in the drive, yeah.
Oh, in the drive.
I apologize for that. And I actually have a copy on my desk, Madam Vice Chair, if you want to take a look at that. I have a clean copy and the markup copy.
All right, so can you introduce your amended?
I would like to introduce the committee substitute and put it before the committee. Board Bill 63, committee substitute.
Okay. All right, on that,
I think we'll need to take a vote on putting the committee sub before us and then a vote on the committee sub.
can I do that?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, my apologies. Madam Vice Chair, I was taking cue from our Madam Clerk.
Could we please have roll call?
Alderwoman Boyd,
Aye.
I think we need to make the motion.
I'd like to make a motion that we put the committee substitute in front of us for Board Bill 63, committee substitute amended.
Can we get a second?
Second.
Okay.
who was the second? I'm sorry.
Second. Oldenburg. Me
It
or
was
him?
Rashid
I don't
and,
know.
Aldridge, and, it was this young lady.
Sonia.
And this young man. So we had Tom Oldenburg and Sonia. They did, both of them said it at the same time.
Okay, all right. Alderwoman Boyd,
Aye.
Alderman Oldenburg. Alderwoman Schweitzer,
Aye.
Alderwoman Sanye,
Aye.
Alderman Aldridge,
Aye.
Chair Spencer.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes.
On that vote, we now have the substitute presented, so can you go over that?
Yes, as I mentioned, there were obviously some cleanup that we did just to get it in the proper aldermanic format, and then a couple of changes that I mentioned. So I think one of them was actually to reduce the pay of the number 2 person. I think there was some combination of duties that have been, again, separated, and then kind of bumping up a few of the staff attorney salaries to put them in line with what they had already been compensated for. And then I think there was some additional bump up at the bottom of the pay scale to try to attract some new attorneys to the office, which we all know I think is necessary. Again, I think the overall impact is an overall net zero to the budget, according to Jane Darst, who kind of presented this to us on behalf of the Circuit Attorney's Office. My ask at this time is to get this through committee so that we're not holding up our new circuit attorney from getting his office moving. And if we have any clarifying questions or need for, to look into it any further, that we continue to do our due diligence in that regard as we move forward.
Okay, at this time, we will ask questions from the committee. Thank you, ma'am. Alderman Oldenburg. No questions. Alderwoman Schweitzer.
No questions.
Alderwoman Sonia.
No questions.
Alderman Aldridge.
No questions.
Okay, and I have no questions. And so now we're ready to take a vote. Thank you. I'm looking for this.
I ask that the committee pass Board Bill 63 committee substitute with a due pass recommendation.
Motion to, so moved. How about that?
Second.
Could we have a roll call, please?
Alderwoman Boyd,
Aye.
Alderman Oldenburg. Alderwoman Schweitzer,
Aye.
Alderwoman Sanye,
Aye.
Alderman Aldridge,
Aye.
Chair Spencer.
Aye.
We have 6 aye votes.
With your vote, you have passed out the circuit attorney's budget. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right, next order of business, Did we have a second bill from, let's see here, I'm going by order of seniority from members of the board who are not members of the committee. Alderwoman Keys, I believe, up next. Who are present.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board.
Good morning.
So I am here to ask for the Recorder of Deeds for their pay bill. I would ask for the summary to be read, but it is rather lengthy. I believe in excess of, is it 35 pages long?
The summary, no?
But the summary is
The summary? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. Read that summary. Thank you. Okay. Hey, I'm still new.
Board Bill 48.
This is 48 for the Recorder of Deeds.
Madam Alderwoman Keys, would you mind just briefly describing the pay bill in a general sense? Is it the general 3% raises? Is it outside of that?
Right, I believe so. The Recorder's office it really operates fairly lean, but what is so magnificent about this particular office is the level of technology and advancement that they have brought to services to our citizens for all of the different documents that they need, birth certificates, deeds to houses and land and property, as well as death and birth certificates. And so, you know, for a very long time, these services, you know, you had to actually physically come down, and now a lot of this stuff has been brought into this century, and it is automated, and it really has been very convenient for citizens to be able to utilize the services of that office.
Okay, thank you so much. And so with that, I will turn it over to the committee for questions. Alderwoman Boyd.
No questions.
Alderman Aldenberg. Alderwoman Schweitzer.
No questions.
Alderwoman Saunier.
No question.
Alderman Aldrich.
No questions, Madam Clerk. Could you ask me as a co-sponsor?
Noted.
Okay, and Alderwoman Keys, you're recognized to close. Are you looking for the committee to pass Board Bill 48 with a due pass recommendation?
Ask for a due pass recommendation on Board Bill 48.
I'll entertain a motion.
So
No.
moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Previous roll?
Hearing no objection to previous roll, Board Bill 48 passes with a due pass recommendation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, and with that, we are going to go on to members of the committee. In order of seniority, I'm going to recognize we have an Alderwoman, Board Bill number 50, but since it's going to be introduced by a member of the committee, I'll handle the committee members in order of seniority. Board Bill 54, Alderwoman Schweitzer.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Madam Clerk, can you please read the description of Board Bill number 54?
Board Bill number 54, introduced by Alderwoman Ann Schweitzer, an ordinance relating to the position, classifications, and salaries of the employees in the parking division, repealing ordinance number 71551, and enacting in lieu thereof certain new sections relating to the same subject matter and containing an emergency clause. The provisions of the sections contained in this ordinance shall be effective June 18th, 2023.
Thank you so much. So this bill, like the ones we've heard today, is a pay bill for salaries of the employees in the parking division, as was read. We do have representatives from the parking division in the treasurer's office here if there are any questions, but it is the standard 3% raise that has been accounted for in the budget already.
With that, I'll turn it over to the committee for questions. Alderwoman Boyd.
I don't have any questions. I just have a comment. I want to compliment them on the struggles that they're dealing with in the parking division, because they kind of know me personally, you know, because I usually call them on street cleaning days. So They are very responsive, and I think this will be good for that department. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alderman Oldenburg. Alderwoman Sonier.
No questions.
Alderman Aldrich.
No question, Madam Clerk. Can you add me as a co-sponsor?
Noted.
And with that, I'll entertain a motion to pass Board Bill 54 with the due pass recommendation.
So moved.
Second.
Madam,
Previous.
hearing no objection to previous roll, Board Bill 54 passes with a due pass recommendation. Item number 7, Board Bill number 55, Alderwoman Schweitzer.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair, members of the committee. Madam Clerk, can you please read the introduction to Board Bill number 55?
Board Bill number 55, introduced by Alderwoman Ann Schweitzer, an ordinance relating to the position, classifications, and salaries of the employees in the Treasurer's Office, repealing ordinance number 71550, and enacting in lieu thereof certain new sections relating to the same subject matter and containing an emergency clause. The provisions of the sections contained in this ordinance shall be effective June 18th, 2023.
Thank you so much. So similar to the last bill and the others that have come before it, it is that 3% salary increase for employees in the Treasurer's Office. And again, there are folks here to answer questions if people have any. Thank you.
With that, I'll turn it over to the committee for questions. Alderwoman Boyd.
No questions.
Alderman Oldenburg. Alderwoman Sonier.
No questions.
Alderman Aldrich.
No questions, Madam Clerk. Can you add me as a co-sponsor?
Noted.
With that, I'll entertain a motion to pass Board Bill 55 with the due pass recommendation.
So move. Previous row.
Hearing no objection to previous roll, Board Bill 55 passes with the due pass recommendation.
Thank you.
And our last item on the day would be Board Bill 50, Alderman, handled by Alderman Aldrich. 50.
Yeah, it is 50. He's just speaking on behalf, I guess, Alderwoman Tyus.
Alderman, have you I should have asked this before you approached the podium. Have you been asked by the sponsor to handle this bill?
No.
Okay, then I think what we'll do, I think given that, I will let the sponsor handle her own bill. My apologies. I thought there was a little misunderstanding there. Okay. Okay, and that will do it. We have made it through all items on our agenda today. Boy, that was I think this goes down as the fastest budget and public employees meeting we've had to date. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you.